a gardening idea for nitrogen in the soil, planting lemongrass near the plants that need nitrogen enriched soil. Has anyone ever thought of that? I have no idea, but that's what's happening down here. If you find a circle around a tree with dead stuff on it, that's usually the outcome of my work, my clippings of the weeds. I just shove them around a tree to sort of give the tree better moisture. It makes the tree more healthy, but it sort of recycles whatever you have just destroyed. And and yeah, that's how I've been in the garden. It's such a blue sky kind of day, but literally it's so warm that you don't even need to wear wool. And of course, it's been so cool lately that I've taken out the wool stuff and I'm all dressed in wool, but you don't need to wear wool today because it's too humid. So we have 4 or 5 passion fruit plants growing. Some are much bigger than this one, but this is like one of the ones available. There's another one near the chook pen. There's apparently another one in the corner over there. And then there's another one in the paddock, the next paddock after that fence bar. But I recently bought some dragon fruit. So it's a fruit from Africa that's kind of, well, it's not supposed to be like passion fruit, but I guess it grows on a vine like passion fruit. But I feel like I might have eaten dragon fruit maybe before. I'm not sure, but I think it should be okay to eat. I'm not sure about the quadong, because that's a very native Australian bush, and I'm like, I've eaten a quadong before, and I can't eat too many. Like, I can eat one every few months, but I can't eat from a tree like you eat a peach from a tree. So I'm like, I'm not that keen on quadong, but since we're doing a native garden theme, I sort of bought a quadong plant, okay, without the expectation to actually eat the fruit from it. Not all, but some native bushes really have a deep taste to it, or the skin of it is like, you approach it with an open mind, but sometimes I just find that you can't eat too many. And I'm like, unless I were starving, I wouldn't touch this. And that's how I feel like with the quadong. Like, I don't really want to eat it because I've eaten it before, and it's just the skin of it. Something about it is just, I don't really like it. I mean, it's okay, but I wouldn't eat it every day. But I bought 2 other kangaroo bushes, and they're fruiting bushes too. I can't remember the names of them. They're not kangaroo foot, they're kangaroo something else, a berry bush. One of them grows on a vine, and the others, just a bush you plant in the ground like it's a bush. Anyway, they have fruiting seeds, so I'd be keen to try their fruits too, just to be like, oh, is this something that a person can stomach, or is this something that I just step around? Because some native bushes have lovely fruit, whatever is produced in the bush, it's lovely to eat. You really like it. You could eat more of it. You could eat it every day. And then other ones are like, it's okay, but I don't think I could eat this every day. That's what a quadong is for me. So I'd be interested to see if these little berry bushes and things are something that I could eat every day, and hence will, or if it's something that I can just be like, I'll try it, but it's not something I can eat every day. And then, of course, if you can't eat it every day, just leave it for the birds to eat. And birds and possums, and there's a bird there. Where is it? There it is. That's one of the birds that might feed from a plant. Anyway, the whole idea is some of these little birds can at least eat the berries too, because they're edible for nature as well as humans. So at least something will be eating these fruits and berries. You don't see mass scale beauty until you've let your native gardens grow wild. So this mounted version of growth is something that's in classic gardens. And you're like, until you've let your plant grow out of control to its fulfillment, you generally don't see growth like this, but this is what our back garden, our last garden, is turning into, because the growth is turning into regrowth, and regrowth is turning into mature growth, and mature is just getting bigger and bigger. And you're like, are you sure you're gonna actually hire a bulldozer to deal with this, or is this like a 5-year project in the works? But the world does not look like this when you've got a team garden. So it's like, the more I see it, the more I'm like, wow, it's so pretty. I mean, it looks so grown out, and it's mass scale. It's twice as tall as you. It could be getting the size of a small house now. And you're like going, it's so pretty, but the bad side is it's all overgrowth. I was like, that's not how you want your gardens to be like. I have literally been wanting to get into these paddocks to do some chopping. First it was like, wait for the grass to turn, during the winter, and it's turning, but I mean, it's still sticking up in the air, so it's still like up to your thighs in grass growth that no one can cut back anymore because it's grown so much. So you need like literally like buy yourself an old-fashioned hoe and strike it out, one strike at a time. But these bushes, every week they're getting bigger and bigger, and they're like almost twice, like they're almost my height now. And like every time I see them, I'm like, I just want to get in here and actually cut back everything. And everyone's like, oh, don't bother about it. First it was like, wait for the winter for the grass to die, then we can access it for the chopping. And now it's like, we're not going to bother with the chopping, just let it keep growing until we feel like hiring a bulldozer in 1 or 2 years to get everything cleared out. And you're like going, really? 1 or 2 years more of growth and growth and growth, fire hazard plus, blah, blah, blah. No one listens to me. And it's like, I make unconvincing argument, but I'm like, how about I go in there and chop it?